Mention this. There have been so many flashy plays by all the other EVOS members that this man is kind of similar to a boy, right? Not exactly highlighted over the regular season, not someone that you would claim to be one of the main anchors or the pillars, but he's always that main person to build the foundation. And in this particular game, finally he gets the spotlight. The diversion plays, the damage output, the targeting up until the very end, staying consistent, not getting picked off. These are so many important layers to how Eagles were able to find that comeback.
I did say in a way he's a bit of underrated, right? He doesn't really make the crazy big plays because everyone else outside of Evos do, right? Generally the highlights come from Brands or from Dreams. But when you really look at it, especially when you check out the numbers, again and again, even during the regular season when he plays like a Vexana or one of these damage-dealing heroes, he actually does a lot more lifting than you would expect. Here's the player of the game highlights where our official gold partner Uga has gold. An early one, it was a bloodbath. The whole game was just action-packed. And especially before the items are available in this early game, it was just so dangerous for anyone from EVOS to walk up. But especially here after this big sequence of events, we can see that EVOS are struggling a bit to really match the survivability and the damage output in the middle of these big fights. But when Kabuki is free hitting, it's just a different story, and EVOS really kind of struggles to try and match it, and that's where they really make a mistake and they don't really get the upper hand. But the more the game goes, the more they decide that, okay, we don't go for these big team fights, we go for the split pusher, right? And that's the adaptation we're talking about. And here, the diversion to really cut everyone off is completely just ruined any kind of calculated play that could have came out of Team Liquid. They just forced, roped into this fight without consent, and from there, it's just a slow, steady process by EVOS to take them out. And look at the targeting, they still have the presence of mind to look at where Kabuki was, to try and focus him down and branch with the item swaps as well. Definitely showing again that he's still in it to win it, man. He has the experience, he has the mechanics still. And here, the flicker implosion, knowing that there's gonna be an attempt to at least clear the wave by Iran. Just so good from EVOS. At every single step, they seem to have the right idea, and they execute really, really good.
Also, the one thing that I forgot to mention about Clockton, 2 times. Turtle, Lord.
Yep.
Those were very, very big takes by Clockton, by the way.
Especially the Lord. I think
Yeah.
the Lord was what let them get that far. Let the others catch up because they were behind, right? I mean, Annabelle was 3 levels down on Gogo, and it was a level 15 Baksha to a level 12 Hakai.
Yeah.
So without that steal, who knows what would have happened? Maybe Liquid Aura would have been able to get a bigger snowball and ultimately end earlier than we see here. 32 minutes, the pattern of match 1.
Are you ready for a 40-minute game?
40-minute game?
Boys?
At this point, it better be a 40-minute game, right? Because you can't start things off with game 1 going 32 minutes and then game 2 just being stomps.
I mean, last season, that
Games
seems to be
onwards.
the pattern, right? Whoa, it's such a long game. Usually the next game, I guess it's fatigue, it's, you know, confusion,
It's stress.
it's stress.
Mere stress.
Usually the next game
Mere
immediately
stress.
is a
mere
stop.
stress.
Is that a thing now?
The mere
That was-
stress.
I was
Mere
mere
curse?
stress
Mere cult?
last
Mere
week.
stress?
On Sunday, but we
What
won't talk.
happened?
No, we won't talk about
What
it.
happened on Sunday, Rashi? Tell me.
Just Mirko doing Mirko things.
Oh.
Calling some attention to the items right here. You gotta appreciate and give a shout out to Brands a bit because he swapped items almost constantly, man. There was one fight where I think he swapped 3 items even. He had at one
Yeah.
point he had the Has Claws, he switched for the Rose Gold, and then the Wind of Nature. Because remember,
Two. What do you want, man?
I guess that's just how close it was. And even for Kabuki, no Wind of Nature because it's so
into the Indo desk.
I
right
know,
now, right?
I know.
Like,
I don't want to think about it.
we're competitive too here.
Well,
on
we won earlier on match number 1.
just me and you though. Like he didn't win. It's like a big loss. It's perfect that I'm zoomed in now because if you see Arashi's face, there you go. Boom, boom. Look at that.
Does he
You
need
need the
tissue again?
uncomfortable eye contact.
You want another tissue? Are you
No,
sweating
I'm
from
good.
your eyes again? No?
No, no,
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm great.
Are
Wait,
you
what?
okay?
Huh? Give Arashi a break? Oh. Don't let him cry? Okay. So we're gonna throw to Bude Clara Mongstar as well as a Moko. See you later, guys. We're gonna give Arashi a little bit of a break.
Who are you talking to?
The
Who's that?
producer.
You mean Yaoi?
No.
Kita juga mau ngeliat nih di MPL Playoff Stage akan ada yang bertarung.
Wow, jadi bukan hanya tadi yang kita lihat pertarungan antar tim, tapi ternyata on ground juga kita bakalan lihat ada yang bertarung juga ya Bude ya.
Benar, jadi ini akan memperebutkan kesempatan untuk semua yang ada di venue untuk mendapatkan tiket, atau bukan tiket ya, untuk mendapatkan skin permanen gratis.
Loh Bude, ini buat semuanya, semua yang ada di sini.
Yes, semua yang ada di sini. Jadi gampang banget, pokoknya nanti kita akan mengadu perwakilan satu dari MPL bersama dengan penonton yang akan beradu di Johnson Race.
Langsung saja ini ada perwakilan dari MPL, kali ini ada Goni, our English caster MPL Indonesia.
Thank you so much Bude, Monica. Wow, game yang pertama seru dan satu lagi
Iya,
nih,
betul.
gua nggak sendirian.
Oke, di sini ada gua Adin dari perwakilan EVOS Fams.
Wow, tapi menarik di mana kamu akan mewakili nggak hanya EVOS fans, tapi juga seluruh super fans yang hadir. Karena
Oke.
kalau kamu menang di pertarungan kali ini, skin akan dibagikan.
Oke, gua harap gua bakal menang sih.
Wah,
Nggak.
itu bebannya berat banget ya. Ini semua
Iya,
di
karena
sini
gendong
bergantung pada kamu.
itu.
Buy one nih ceritanya bang.
Oke, Adin, emang lu bisa pakai Johnson?
Bisa.
Oke, kita buktiin aja kali ya Bude, Monica.
Pertanyaannya Goni bisa nggak?
Lihat aja nanti.
Mending jalan aja daripada buka ulti tapi nabrak.
Oh, pedas bong, pedas katanya nggak usah buka ulti.
Pakai sprint.
Aduh.
Well,
Bude, daripada mereka saling adu mulut, kali ini kita langsung aja lihat mereka bakalan adu di Johnson Race langsung di Land of Dawn.
yep, adu balap langsung aja kita siapkan sudah device-nya. Boleh langsung dan memang menarik, ini akan menjadi satu race yang tentu saja mendebarkan tentunya buat yang nonton di sini karena mereka berharap tentunya ada skin gratis
Benar
dong.
sekali, ini skin untuk semuanya. Jadi teman-teman super
Siap
fans
ya?
semuanya, pokoknya langsung aja dukung siapa ya? Dukung Goni apa Andin nih? Tapi
Andin
kayaknya
lah.
Andin lah ya, biar
Tapi-
semua kebagian nih.
Ya semuanya penasaran, ayo kita mulai dalam hitungan 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Dan tentu saja ini sudah ada rutenya yang dibuat. Dari kedua player ini mereka akan bertarung, akan ketabrakan karena mereka harus berputar di river di mana mereka lihat buset ke freeway. Masih
Nabrak.
wah, gimana nih demi skin loh. Jalannya berdua, romantis sekali, kita bikin romantis. Jalan mulu nih, dan mereka harus melalui turtle pit, berputar, dan ini harus 3 kali. Sempet recall bang.
Itu namanya taunting Bude. Itu
Oh.
namanya taunting.
Menang dulu bang, baru yang maju bang. Kamu membawa nama MPL, tapi tentu saja yang di stage sini semuanya pada pengen skin dong. Mari kita beri tepuk tangan nih buat Andin.
Wow, kurang kencang sekali lagi MPL. Mana suaranya untuk Andin?
Weh. Waduh, Goni ultimu kok kayaknya nggak kepencet-pencet.
Kepencet lagi.
Let's go. Bremeng. Udah 2 putaran nih. Karena mereka hanya membutuhkan 3 kali putaran saja. Boleh digangguin, boleh diusil-usilin, boleh dilemparin hammernya. Bip. Waduh. Gas terus bang. Mulai lagi, akhirnya Goni berubah menjadi... Ya. Gak apa-apa Goni. Ya beginilah ya. Maju terus. Udah berapa kali putaran? Andin Andin, 2. Andin sudah 2. Let's go, let's go. Andin semangat demi skin. Oh tidak. Goni berusaha untuk mematahkan. Mencoba untuk menghindari, tidak. Bentar, ini yang di depan adalah Andin. Let's go, Andin lari, lari. Andin! Sampai ujung sana dan Andin yang akan menang. Dan karena
Mendekati
kemenangan
garis
dia,
finish.
dia akan bisa memberikan akses untuk kita semua ngedapetin skin gratis. Dan pada akhirnya, Andin menjadi pemenangnya. Keren bang.
Wah, akhirnya ini
Oke.
beban beratnya. Akhirnya udah nih keangkat dengan
Udah bang,
kemenangannya ya.
udah kelar.
Segini aja.
Segini aja kata Andin, Gon.
Aduh nggak tahu lagi deh Monica.
Mending kita cut aja ya kan ini adegannya. Udah kita ulangin aja apa Gon?
Ulang.
Enggak,
BO3,
enggak
BO3,
ada.
BO3.
Ada skin yang akan dibagikan. Andin, apa yang ingin kamu sampaikan kepada seluruh penonton Mobile Legends di sini karena kita akan mendapatkan skin gratis karena kemenanganmu melawan Goni di Johnson Race.
Ya, tetap semangat, dukung tim yang kalian banggakan. Jangan lupa skinnya dipakai biar sampai kalian mythic glory.
Skin on, skill on.
Wow, congratulations sekali lagi buat Andin dan seluruh yang ada di sini. Karena kita sama-sama bakalan siap-siap. Karena kita bakalan sama-sama redeem untuk skin kali ini gratis untuk semua berkat Andin.
Ini yang ada di sini langsung keluarin smartphone kalian,
Langsung,
keluarin
langsung.
Samsung kalian.
Redeem.
Ini hanya ada yang ada di sini, jadi cepet-cepetan yang ada di sini semuanya akan ngedapetin ya.
Nah, gimana buat yang nonton? Mungkin pengen juga nih, langsung aja datang pokoknya ke Velodrome Jakarta untuk sama-sama kita lihat bagaimana keseruan dari MPL Indonesia Season 13 Playoff dan juga sama-sama kita bisa bawa pulang skin gratis nih.
Betul, karena kita akan adakan setiap hari.
Loh Bude, apa? Setiap hari?
Iya, jadi yang ada di Velodrome, kita happy-happy bareng.
Wow.
Dan keduanya sudah usai perjuangan kalian. Sekali lagi thank you banget. Wow, Anda yang nice try bang. Oke, nice try Goni, tapi thank you banget. Goni, satu kata untuk match lanjutan ini.
Satu kata, comeback lagi nggak sih?
Akan ada comeback. Kita akan melanjutkan perjuangan dari kedua tim ini. Jadi caster, silakan.
So Arashi now feels better because he just got a free epic skin because
all did.
Goni lost earlier
We
on.
all did.
We all did. No, but we let him redeem it first.
No. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. We definitely let you redeem it first, Rashi. Is that how it works?
What
I
skin
mean,
did you get?
What skin did you get?
I don't have redeemed it.
What?
You just said you were like jumping up and down your
Yeah.
seat.
When you're
I'm just
Samsung.
excited to see Goni lose.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys were wondering what in the world was happening earlier on during the break, we are giving out free skins,
Free skins.
in the 1v1 Johnson race if the audience is able to win against the MPL ID team. So it could be a caster, it could be against a League Ops, it could be just anyone from MPL ID versus a random picked audience member. So if you guys want to go 1v1 as well, don't forget to head over to Velodrome, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, we're giving out free skins every single day. Imagine that. For every single one of the people here.
How many people are here?
A million.
A million?
Million.
Wow. How did you do the maths so quick?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm quick, sometimes I'm slow, but today it's a quick day for me.
Well, you're quick or slow, but you're never accurate.
It's because I'm using the Games Max booster. No lag whatsoever.
Oh.
Quick with it with the math. So if you guys are watching your favorite team compete in MPL Season 13, you guys, of course, want to play too, right? If you guys want a game full of no lag, super smooth, super nice to catch up on the ranks, you guys can with Games Max because you guys can get a 36 gigabytes of data. See, it's wavering. Because I did it yesterday, it's wavering
The
now.
connection?
From 25,000 only.
Yeah.
Can you
So
imagine that?
what do they have to do if they want? Okay, I'll be honest. What do I have to do to get the package? Man, I need that.
You have to subscribe to my YouTube. Sorry, no, that's a different category.
Okay.
Sorry. But if you guys want to buy the package, you guys can activate the booster in the Dunia Games app. So go ahead, open up your Samsung, right? Open up the app store for Samsung. What is it called? Play Store,
Yeah.
right?
Play Store.
Yes.
Play Store, right?
Play Store,
Check
Play
out
Store.
Dunia Games, download it, and then use the Games Max booster. Only 25k IDR.
And I think for
So
players on
affordable.
stage, they're already using it, right?
Of course.
For sure. But unfortunately, Liquid still didn't win. They got come back,
Come back.
came back.
Came
Came
back.
Evos came back. There you go.
Came back at it.
Came back.
Came back. Ting.
Looking at the previous game recap, moving on. We did see again, Yehezkiel was of course doing a lot of damage on Navaria, but credit to the frontliners of Evos. I was saying that, especially for Fluffy, hey, you don't get anything to deal with the carry, no blade armor. It's, it's like a done deal. But it turns out, he has that vision, right? He knows that for the most part, he's not supposed to just sit there and take punishment from Kabuki. Not his job, none of his business. So, showing again that they do have an extra layer of thought when it comes to itemization, right? The whole team, not just Brands, because he's the experienced one. Every single one of them have their own ideas and thought processes, which is amazing.
It's been absolutely great for both teams, honestly, in this game, because we got a glimpse of both. Evo's Glory, how disciplined they are to manage these waves, to come back in a spot where you really shouldn't be able to come back, right? But for Aura, Liquid Aura as well, their early game control was phenomenal. The fact that they shut Evo's Glory down so early on in the game, forced Evo's Glory back on the Roger? Bro. If Nisu was here, he would say, they practiced their minds off.
You have to use his accent.
They practiced their mind off.
Nice.
Bro.
Shout out Nisu.
Shout out Nisu.
I'm a wall.
Mr. Joseph.
Nice to the wall.
So-
Listen,
He's not the wall, bro.
the building.
A building. He's not just a wall.
He's the whole building.
He's the whole building.
Can it be a
We miss him.
tower?
Sure.
The tower's a building. That counts.
We're in a stadium, not a building. But ladies,
Technically, it's a
Oh, the
building.
stadium's a building. Hang on a minute.
yeah, but like drafts. Game 2.
They're drafting their minds off.
Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It was Aura with the control, but they came back
Right.
by Evos. In game number 2, how's it gonna pan out, right? Again, another blue side loss.
Your team is
Oh, actually, that's a very good point. I am looking forward to the adjustments coming in from Liquid Aura. Hey, just like that. Hang on a minute. This is progressing a lot faster than I was expecting.
Ling Export Yuzong banned out. This is a change coming in from Team Liquid. From the side of Evos, it's still the Fredrin, we have the Harith and the Moskov, so exactly the same. And this does mean that the Roger and the Luoyi, once again, this is the exact same picks coming through, aside from the Yuzong.
I think they think the Loyi and the Roger wasn't the problem. The real problem was Fluffy on the Yuzong because it stopped them from
It's our show
fully diving in, but also with the Claw. So a few changes happening here, but still the Grok. So an early Claude over the Novaria that they secured in game 1.
Trust. Alpha is
Oh man, just like that. I think this has to be part of the plan here. The Alpha left open, immediately picked up. I wonder if Liquid Aura has a plan for this, right? If they're expecting, anticipating the Alpha, and they're ready to try and set up for a counter.
This is so dangerous.
Yeah. the
It's
Alpha.
interesting and it's dangerous.
This is
The
literally
falling
the counter
stars
to the
brought us
Bak
Your
Show.
here.
team is banning.
Remember when the Bak Show was the meta, right? It was the best pick last season. You would expect the Alpha to come out to go up against it.
Yep.
A lot of teams, after picking up the Bak Show, they would even ban out the Alpha. So it's strange that Liquid Aura feel the Yuzong is more of a threat than a signature Alpha pick.
Is it a blunder?
Or
We'll
is
see.
it?
I am the power of light
we'll see.
incarnate.
Because at this point, I mean, everyone has to know. If you're thinking about Evo's Glory, you think about Alpha. It's a power pick. We've seen what Annabelle is able to do. You mentioned it's a counter. The last time that Annabelle utilized this Alpha, he was able to get a Maniac, by the way. So that early game pressure, is definitely possible for Evos this time around. It's not going to be as simple as it was for game number 1. And if they don't even have bearings in the early game, what is the entire idea for Team Liquid?
When the body suffers, your
To see
team
what the
spirit
vision is,
blooms.
wait and see. But the fact that the Lo Yi is still left open right here, and they
True
ran
love
away the Benedetta
is
as
like
well.
blood.
The Paquito is still a very realistic option. But for Liquid Aura, for sure, there has to be some kind of solution for this diversion, right? Because now without the vision coming into the Novaria as well, it's going to be so difficult. As a Terizla gets picked up for the side of Eagles for that team fight slash catch potential.
That's a fluffy main.
Exactly. And it's not just any
no.
fluffy main, Eterna. It's a fluffy main that has been in the nightmares of Aran every single night he sleeps. Because every time he plays Paquito or Benedetta against his Terizla, he wants to split push. He wants to cut waves. But Fluffy matches him every single time. He rotates the team fight, Fluffy matches him every single time. If Aran looks in the mirror, he doesn't see himself. He sees Fluffy.
What a terrible situation
That's
to
terrifying.
be
Why? Are you saying Fluffy's ugly?
in. We did not say that.
I mean, if you looked in a mirror and it wasn't you, would that not be terrifying?
Oh, I get it now. Okay,
Right?
yeah.
Find a way. Even
We're
when
jumping into
things go
conclusions,
wrong.
but look at Aura jumping into the Vexana Chi-Chi combo. With more independence, but it's a different approach right here. I guess the ultimate, the tie-in, can function as like a mini Carmilla ult in a way, but wow, they're still trying to go toe-to-toe and just deal with Klokun's Lo Yi. No problem, just brute forcing it.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Is the Franco gonna come out here?
Oh, I don't know about the Franco up against the Grok, right? It
Okay, fine.
almost seems like Liquid want them to pick up the Franco.
So Minotaur, what's the plan for Dreams?
Tigreal? I'm thinking Minotaur or Tig. Those are the two picks. Typically it's a
Before the might of
Minotaur.
Taurus.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't know if Dreams wants to go crazy, but it's a very tanky lineup. Maybe a bit of sustain might help. Something like a Florin, you know? But it's not Dreams' style. Maybe Beloy was here.
But he isn't, because it's a different team.
Wait, really?
Yeah, wow.
Calm
Looking
down,
at
guys.
Looking at the Jet Index though, heavily favoring Evos actually, but of course, these are just numbers. In the land of Dawn, it's a whole different story, man. The human element in esports cannot be underestimated.
There's so much AoE for Evil's Glory, right? Luo Yi. There's even a layer of CC in there. You have the Terizla. You have the Minotaur. These team fights are going to be difficult for Team Liquid. What do Team Liquid have in their drafts ahead of Evos? What do they play around?
You might have more flexibility and speed is still something that they very much have with the Baxia, with the Grok, with the CC as well. A lot more mobility available, but now I guess it's just mobility because even they substituted the carry for the Claude even, so we'll have to see how they maneuver around in these fights.
Game number 2, Team Liquid as well as Evil's Glory. The White Tigers and the Cavalry head-to-head once again. Can the Tigers force yet another game 2? Wait a minute, what? That's an early first blood here by Yeheskiel. What in the world? What was that?
It was an attempt for Dreams to try and be disruptive, thinking that maybe they'll be tanky enough. It's a concussive blast Minotaur, so he's trying to be annoying, do more damage. And I guess he did slow the farming speed quite a bit. I know Annabelle, you can see how fast he's actually reaching the little.
Crazy damage in the mid lane though. Yeheskiel very disciplined on that flicker, still keeps it, knows that there won't be enough to take him down, but that was close.
Yeah, the ambulance here by GameSmax. Kabuki with the tenacity still, with the agility. Like we said, they really want to get that mobility advantage. It's what allowed them to get so much control in the early game, in game 1. And with the agility for both, for Aran, Kabuki, and for Aran and Kabuki at least in mainly, they can really move around the map a lot faster. And if Evos are not in position to really start or receive a fight, then it's going to be a tough time for them to really go for these big fights. They might have to delay the game much later like we saw in game number 1.
Both teams want to go for the contest here of the turtle. You can see them starting to centralize, circle around this top side, help out both Aran as well as Fluffy. But they don't go for it. Gugun level 4, Annabelle with the same level. It's a 50-50 here, but it looks like Team Liquid are first to set up Annabelle.
Aran just taking him down, forcing the Spear of Alpha defensively. That should be a free turtle to Gugun, and he retreats it, and his Fury comes out as well, and Yaoi just pops into Power of Nature while charge, and a flicker into the back. Clockhood stunned as well, the barrier to stop Clockhood from moving, from just walking out. He's forced to flicker. An all-out win for the Cavalry.
Big moment there. Yaoi, of course, finding the pick off yet again. Everyone going in aggressive, though. That's a great maneuver, great small win. 2 kills picked up as well for Liquid Aura. Now Evos, they have to wonder what they're trying to plan for here, because usually they want to play around Annabelle and how much damage you do in the early game and how much sustain you have. But now, these are kind of a bit behind when it comes to the proactiveness. See, in the mid lane though, a lot of these clearing endeavors are always everyone grouping together and clearing fast and then rotating again, just in case, right, one of these teams are setting up for an ambush in that mid lane. If you look at the emblems, by the way, Brand's with the weakness finder. He went for Quantum Charge in the previous game because he needs a bit more hiding, a bit more sustain. Against the Claude, I guess he wants to be a bit more of a bully. He wants to try and get as much advantage he can in this early game.
So you're thinking that this time Evos want to have a little bit more of a tempo in the early game. Is that the main idea?
There's much more room to scrap. And look at Gugun.
Great, now Blazing Duet canceled out instantly, but look at Glockun, who doesn't have the flicker. It gets caught in the crossfire of Kabuki's shots. And Kabuki just purifies out of that minion's fury.
And that's a bold play for Kabuki there, knowing he has to purify, just stands there and takes it. But yes, Evos, you can see, are a lot more willing to try and go for these fights. They do have some more combos, some strong laners as well. So for now, we'll have to wait and see. Dreams, by the way, he went with the tenacity, but not with the agility or the firmness. He went with the Inspire, so they're really trying to bank on having enough card control and team fighting tools to just win it out, all out against Liquid Aura.
And now both of these teams are collapsing once again on the turtle. Yaskiel goes aggressively, actually, with his itemization with the glowing wand early. Diversion play.
Which for Annabelle, he has the Spear of Alpha. Gugun is going for it. And it's going to be Annabelle wins out the retreat battle, but Annabelle's caught in the midst of it all now as Yaoi pops in the Power of Nature. In the end, it's just a kill traded in for the turtle. Evos, they have yet to secure a kill, but look at the gold lead.
Wow, that was unfortunate for Liquid Aura, man. The fact that Annabelle just got in there and kind of just snagged it away. Look at the damage that Brands has. It seems like they're going to be going for another scrap. For Evos, though, again, they're just winning out in these fights, kind of. And Annabelle, despite the fact that he's not really snowballing or doing anything too crazy, he's still showing again how much mastery he has over this hero. Able to steal, not against anyone, against one of the most consistent retribution-ers in the league right now.
Meanwhile, we do see Clockun picking up finally his second item, Enchanted Talisman. He wants to go for more of these plays.
Ooh, dodge on a penalty zone. Tying Fluffy and Annabelle up together now. Yaskiel rotating over. Fluffy going very aggressive under the turret. The turret has been taken down. Aran, oh! Dispersion and rotation. Oh my god! Aran almost disappeared.
That was close. They didn't get necessarily a kill, but they were able to get that very expensive turret in the top side. Aran needs to go a little bit more vulnerable if he wants to push in that lane. Meanwhile, with his 200 gold lead, let's see the differences of the items.
Well, mainly, we're gonna just call attention to Clockun, right? The fact that he was able to do that much damage, he only has the Enchanted Talisman. So it's all his spammability and built-in burst kit. Whereas for Yaskiel, going with the glowing wand means more team fighting prowess earlier, especially right now when the fights aren't long enough to really go for multiple rotations of the spells. There's a common build path we've seen a lot of mid laners take when they go with the Vexana. So we'll have to see. Now with the neutral objective spawning, it seems like they're preparing for a trap.
They don't fall for it. There is poke. Definitely over here. And in the last neutral objective take, Annabelle, he had to enter the vicinity last. Or the first turtle would have happened all over again, right? Caught quite low, but now it's actually Iran who gets really poked here. Can he survive long enough?
But sustainment is Fury and a flicker to enable Annabelle to look for a retribution. Even Yaoi cannot find the right wild charge. Annabelle sustaining through the damage and also dealing damage. Clocker in the back still free, hitting, but now getting chased down by Iran, forced to use the diversion to get back. But Evos have traded equally in kills again, but they've secured another objective.
I really do want to highlight Annabelle here. Coming into this match, it was the highlight of the rookies, and the rookies have been incredible. Annabelle is going against... Oh, wait a minute, Fluffy.
Oh, outplaying and surviving up top. Fluffy making these miracles happen.
He doesn't get taken down. That's insane. That was a 2v1 situation. Still going to be able to defend that tower in the top side as well as clear. But back to that point, right? Annabelle is going head-to-head with a jungler, a rookie jungler, that has been able to get the #1 in objective takes of Lord, as well as a turtle, and yet he's able to fend for himself here. Look at this, 1 turtle versus 2 turtles already now. Annabelle stepping up with the neutral objective take.
This is where Liquid Or needs to be very careful though. This mid-game with an Alpha, with a Minotaur, with a Lo Yi even, there's a lot of potential for Evos to really win out in this fight. So Liquid Or has to pick and choose their fights. So far, they've allowed Kabuki a relatively okay laning phase. Despite going up against a Roger, despite going up against the diversion, he's still pretty much able to be farm and he's not really shut down. In fact, he has a gold advantage compared to Brands.
So it's still okay technically for Liquid Aura, but are they scaling? Are they in a composition that wants to weather the storm in the early game?
I feel like compared to Evos, their scaling actually isn't too bad. With the Vexana possibly getting more and more value as the later game goes on. Of course, Lo Yi having a non-combative ultimate, and at the same time, around with the Chi-Chi, if this game goes long enough, that CC can actually do a lot more damage, but of course it depends on whether or not he's even allowed the space to maneuver that way, because of course with the constant diversion threat, Evos can kind of deny Aran any real impact in the game.
Not just around though. Even in the jungle, right? Annabelle is ahead in that EXP. Gugun is a level below. This is something that we don't see quite often. Diversion play though.
Oh yes, still penalty zone. Oh, he flickers out of the penalty zone. Around now, ties Brands and Dreams up, going for some damage, and the sustain. A good internal guard finds Dreams, and he will be bursted down, but he still has the flicker. What happened? Yes, good, it's very Yaoi, wild charge! Into the blazing duet, Kabuki! Onto Clockwood he goes, charging in, now going back to the battle mirror. Image of the shield unity connects onto Annabelle, and Yaoi gets traded in. Kabuki in the mid lane. Spawning Fluffy and Brands in that bush. With the battle mirror image. Jumps back in, zoning them away. Good on the Lord.
This is a 2v3 situation, 2v4. If Yeskill can get back in time. Fluffy still in the vicinity to open up vision, open up information. Is he gonna go for the Hail Mary play? Brands is coming.
Like and pounce ready, penalty zone gets popped in. Kabuki with nature, perfectly played by Kabuki on his signature pick. Brands, there's a diversion on him. So he decides to fight. Clockun brings him back an eternal guard. Gugun, Poison's popped in, but he will not be able to survive. Not against the claw of Evos.
30 seconds left for Gugun to respawn, but at the end of the day, it is Team Liquid with the Lord Arashi.
Still definitely much more valuable, and now they can really use that pressure to secure at least 2 turrets here for sure. And also, it allows them to kind of spot out where Evos is going to be, because they have to deal with this Lord. You can see it, they're showing up on the map right here, which means Liquid Aura can just go aggressively to try and take all these side turrets, the mid turret as well, ideally. But man, that was a great play from them to just go back and forth right there and force Evos once they know that they had that advantage. I believe Dream was taken out by the Lord randomly in the middle of that engagement, but that's just how chaotic today has been.
But it's not that much of an advantage, was it? They were only able to pick up one turret with a Lord push? And that's an outer turret at that.
Ideally, they would get more, but it turns out Evos have just that much threat. So look at Aura, they're just waiting for the next opportunity right here. And now it's without, again, the threat of the waves, the Lords, they're just still corralling together because they're concerned about that very annoying diversion play from Evos. We see brands right here, but let's look at the items for a bit. Fluffy with the Athena and the gauntlet here. He'll be a lot harder to burst down because, you know, that item now doesn't really have an aura. It's anyone who hits you. So Fluffy will be very willing to just take some hits. And on the other hand, the same can't be said for Oran because he wants to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more maneuver and kite heavy. If he can get to the backline, that would be ideal. But of course, that depends on how the engage happens in the first place.
By the way, Annabelle is at a 1,300 gold lead. So among all his peers, he's the only one holding a gold lead. And that just really shows the comfort that he has on the alpha. We took a little bit of a fun fact earlier on by Gope. 75% win rate so far. I think it was picked up eight times.
That's a crazy win rate to have, man. 8 times picked up, 75% win rate. Wow. And that's why it was such a surprise to us that Liquid actually let this go. But so far, they're making it work. But they've also made that Game 1 draft work in the early game, right?
So to see how this game really concludes. On the items, by the way, Yehezkiel, no one had a talisman. He went straight for the Lani Truncheon and the Blood Wings. So he is trying his best to just have a lot of burst damage and be a real threat here. Not really planning on just staying there and spamming spells out.
That poke from Kabuki. Fluffy is able to regen. Very quick though, pops that regen. Look it on the Lord.
Just dancing around here, waiting for an opportunity. Fluffy though, isolated.
Barrier, shield, Unity now, but Gugun's the one knocked up. Another Eternal Guards, Mini Fury catches him. Annabelle, Spear of Alpha onto the back, finding Yaoi and Gugun. Just like that, reclaiming control. The Lord Pit Brands going wild. Oh my goodness! Clawing Yehezkiel down to the ground.
The Tigers are roaring, they're clawing, they're on a rampage mode. In the 14th minute of the game, just like that, trigger happy. And 3 members of the cavalry are taken out. Annabelle gonna be able to use that to zone out the members of Team Liquid away. And these towers are falling down like flies.
Base turret in the mid lane, focused down by Evo's Glory. Brands doing the same thing in the bottom lane though. 2 base turrets down for Liquid Aura, and that's before the Lord. Gugun, shield, Unity, Prance has the Purify, gets out, it's a bait for the dispersion, but a wild charge still connects onto Prance. Now it's gonna be Oran, who walks back in time, but Minute Fury cancels it out. He pops in his own Purify. Annabelle is isolating Gugun from the 3 members in the back. It's a shutdown to Oran. Look at the diversion, into the back, it's Claw! He finds the dispersion, no rotation, that could have killed Kabuki. Flickers out of the Curse Blast. And now, a siege could happen, a siege to end this game to secure Evo's match point. Kabuki with a Battle Mirror image in the back, but Gugun cannot withstand the slashes of the Alpha, who's online. Kabuki with a desperate blazing duet to the back line onto Clockwood, but it does not matter. Evos pounce again, and this time they pounce straight at the face. Match point.
The cavalry fall behind the chase of the White Tigers. One more game away of saying goodbye to the playoffs, saying goodbye to MSC, saying goodbye to a potential reunion for Yaoi at MSC. But what an outstanding game for Evos. Game number 1 was amazing by Clock, and game number 2 equally as impressive, but Annabelle on his Alpha never fails.
You can see the fans just go wild. Evo's mom just emoting there at the camera, showing the pride, right? Her belief that she's always trusted in this team, and now they're actually delivering going up against the dangerous Liquid Aura and seemingly just shutting down their game plan all the way from the beginning. Evos, man, something is up with them. They're just improving at such an insane rate.
It's all about that mid trio. Annabelle, Clockun, and Dreams. In the early game, though, it was Yaoi, Yehezkiel, and Gugun. But for some reason, in the mid game, both games in the mid game, they weren't able to fully capitalize on these Lord takes. The capitalization was not there, and it was even worse in game 2. In game 1, they got a big lead with the first few Lord, but then they managed the Lord waves as well, not as well, so that they couldn't actually get more than just one base turret with every single Lord they got. That Lord that they got in game 2, though, was just one outer turret. One outer turret. That was, so far in this playoffs, probably the worst usage of Lord so far, right?
Is it the worst?
The only person that they lost was Gugun. And yet, they still weren't able to capitalize over that Lord push.
It's very
The main
unfortunate.
problem is they fought after taking the Lord. They got the Lord, they should have backed up, and they should have played with the Lord. And that was what Evos do every single time.
All right. How do you feel, Eterna?
It is what it is, man. But it's a day of comebacks. Kind of.
Kind
Match
of.
1, 2-0.
Oh,
Start.
wait, no. First, no. It's not a good day for that.
It's not a good day for reverse sweeps, but if it's equalizing, yeah, maybe.
You know, first, there's a first time for everything.
True. I do wonder, though, are there any considerations from Liquid Aura here about the low Yi? I mean, that diversion play has been used so well again and again. I think in game 2 it isn't really as game-changing, but it was still used, and it's still a lot of damage coming out from the low Yi, right? Even though he had like one item, only in Shadow Talisman, he's almost one-shotting these beefier members. I wonder if that is something that they are considering to pick away or ban out, because it's been out there twice.
Well, what's pick your poison, right? Like, what would you rather have the alpha being left open? And that alpha deserved that player of the game. Presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy Small.
Small. What is small?
Chill.
Chill, right? That's the pose that he's doing. That's, I guess, the level of threat he sees from Aura right
It's
now.
like,
From Liquid
wow.
Aura,
Nothing.
right? It's like, thanks for giving the alpha. Thanks for letting it go.
And you're like, dude, he stole multiple mutual objectives. Easy.
Man. That's
Get
the
chill.
pose, yeah.
That's crazy. Again, right? Annabelle's retribution. What is going on? He is farming like a madman on this alpha. It's usually always Gugun that has the upper hand when it comes down to the farming. But for some reason, he was 2 levels below of Annabelle. Because if we take a look at the gold difference, it wasn't that far. If we take a look at the not the utility, the neutral objective differences, the turrets differences, it was so close, but Gugun was 2 levels below of Annabelle.
It's just the alpha, the signature power pick. Let's look at the player of the game highlights here. Barlet Alpha for the official gold partner, UBS Gold. All these moments where it's like a full-on fight, and in the chaos, Annabelle just finds a way again and again. And it's AoE damage, and it's also survivability. Something we've seen a lot today are these heroes, right? For our crew, it was Esmeralda, for instance. All these heroes that can do some damage, but also be tanky at the same time. When the games are just so skirmish heavy, I guess that's why Aran was going with the CC. But in this game in particular, he was just outmatched. We talked again about how Fluffy is so good in that EXP lane, in that team fight presence, and he still was doing that. And it's crazy, by the way, when we were highlighting how ahead Annabelle was with EXP, because he again and again gave up his life to secure some of these neutral objectives, and yet he's keeping up in farm. That's what the Alpha can bring for you, right? The damage, the sustainability, but also the farming speed that allows you to be able to make those sacrificial plays without falling too far behind.
Yeah, Hezkiel there with a flick to the wall too.
Kind
of stunned everyone in the room.
It's quite unfortunate how everything unraveled here, but again, right? If we're giving the props over to Annabelle because of the hero, because of Alpha. Why isn't anyone else finding success on the Alpha?
It's an Annabelle. Annabelle's online. It's not Alpha is
Annabelle's
online. It's
online.
Annabelle is on online.
Oh,
They
15
broke
minutes,
the-
broke the pattern.
Exactly.
Maybe it's now
Oh.
going back, right?
That's not good.
Hang on a minute.
So by next game, we might have a 13-minute game.
That'll be crazy. No way.
It's a mountain, right? You love mountains.
We don't like mountains.
Wait, you said you don't mountain with
We
lake
like
view?
mountains with no lake view.
Oh yeah, I agree. Just the
Okay.
mountain is great too.
Mountains with no lake view. Very specific
Very.
taste here for Eterna.
Yes. By the way, it's actually quite interesting because there's actually a lot of builds that you can go for with the Vexana. I think you mentioned it earlier on. There was no enchanted talisman, but what he used to be able to regen enough mana was to have the breakdown of the necklace, the mana necklace, right?
Right.
But in turn, you get the mana, but you don't really have the cooldown. Do you think that was imperative? Should he have gone for enchanted talisman instead to be able to spam out those skills?
I think they're trying to go for these drawn-out fights. That would have been better. But I think for Liquid Aura, they weren't wanting to go for these long drawn-out fights. They want to go for something more akin to pickoffs. That's why they went for it with that. Even with the emblems, Yehezkiel went with the Impure Rage as well, giving him a bit more mana regeneration. But overall, he ends up looking like he's trying to poke. Whereas on the Vexana, it's not exactly your strong suit, right? Your strong suit is just crowd control, AoE, and they just didn't have enough damage. They weren't really ahead enough. And I think it's because they went through a lot of the members of EVOs, they went with more active emblem choices, where for Liquid Aura, 3 members with agility, we highlighted this, and despite that, EVOs were able to actually match the mobility. And part of that is because of the low Yi, right? You can't really walk as fast, but you can teleport. You have a built-in travel tool in your composition. So I think that's something that I think a team like Liquid Aura that's usually able to out-tempo and out-maneuver their opponents, I think they can really look into trying to stop those kind of heroes, the global presences. And there you go, Eterna. Massive lake view.
That's not
See?
a lake though, that's a trench.
That's fine.
It's like
I
a
mean,
pond.
that's not fine.
Fish
I mean,
pond.
It's like a backyard pool.
But it's not even a mountain.
Exactly, it's
Exactly.
more, it's
We
more
want
like,
mountains,
I agree.
not valleys.
Ooh. Why don't you like the valley, dude?
That's not what I meant.
The
Again,
valley, dude.
they're not even called the valley, dude, anymore, right?
Bro, you're right, they're not.
Okay.
They changed names quite a bit. They disbanded it. The whole team is everywhere now, you know? Like, so I don't even know what team they are now. But you're right, man. It just feels like, at least in game 1, they had such a steady road in the early game. They were able to use the snowball so well. But is this the inexperience coming in from Aura, from Liquid Aura, looking at their lineup? This is Ron's first time in the playoffs. This is Gugun's first time in the playoffs. This is Hezkiel's first time in the playoffs. They have 3 players who are debuting in the playoffs for the first time. Meanwhile, for Evo's Glory, it's Clockun and Annabelle. That's it. But Annabelle, or technically Clockun, has been here before. Just not as a main lineup player. You know? So technically
But
he
it's
has
different.
experience. And he was also at ISF, so...
Right,
But
actually.
he, as a substitute as well. But he was there. So he has experience.
When you talk about experience, I mean, Dreams.
Also
Also
has
there.
been everywhere, man.
Exactly, so
In 7, did he come?
that's a fair
Rats.
point, man. The experience difference, because you're seeing these weird situations that Evos find themselves in. I was saying this earlier about a different team, but they just seem to really know what to do, right? Even when they're on the back foot, they're like, okay, hang on, let's just do this. Let's gather ourselves a bit. Let's go for the diversion play. They don't really seem to just be caught completely off guard by surprise.
Yeah. I have the same reaction, Eterna.
What?
When you were talking, Arashi, unfortunately, I couldn't hear you because the Evo's fans are chanting so loud, and it's
Were
great
they
to hear.
singing Pulong
not that.
Anti Oni?
No, they're using the same beat.
Oh.
But it's not Pulong Antionik. It's just I
That's
don't
the
know
way
what
chants work, yeah.
can't hear as well what they're saying, but you know. They were
Oh,
chanting.
that was
They're
so loud.
continuously chanting.
I love it.
The Evo's fans
Shout out.
did amazing today. Hopefully it continues in the playoffs, right? I mean, if they make it out of the play-ins here by beating Liquid Aura in a 3-0 fashion, imagine that. Match 1, we didn't expect to go Game 5. This match, we expected to go Game 5, and like you said, Arashi, the pattern It's happening. It might be the opposite.
It's
It
opposite
might
day.
just be.
It's the Mirko effect.
How ironic is that, right? In the regular season, it was always Aura that won against Evos, but when it mattered, when it matters at the playoffs, they are the ones to send Aura home. And that's actually reminiscent to season 8, if I'm not mistaken. It was Evos. I will have to cross-check that fact, but I will do it during the break, ladies and gentlemen, because this time I might need some tissue. So we'll see you after. Don't go anywhere. See you right back.
Kita melihat 2-0 terlebih dahulu, tapi kita melihat bahwa akan ada perlawanan kah seperti halnya di game pertama karena semuanya menginginkan match yang tentu saja mendebarkan. Tapi kita ngelihat dua-duanya berjuang bersama-sama sih. Namun dari tadi Bude Clara lihat di panggung ini nggak henti-hentinya dari EVOS Fams.
Wow, tapi Bude ada juga dong yang dari tadi ngedukung tim Liquid Aura. Ada Cavalry, mana suaranya?
Harus tetap semangat karena ini adalah di saat mereka membutuhkan dukungan. Namun memang slot untuk babak selanjutnya hanya ada satu saja untuk kedua tim ini. Dan kalau ngebahas tentang slot, kita juga mau ngebahas tentang slot MSC. Di Indonesia sendiri kita akan mencari siapa yang akan mewakili, namun lagi dan lagi kita akan terhubung langsung dengan perwakilan dari Philippines.
Ada siapakah yang tentunya ini adalah menjadi saudara dari tim Liquid Aura. Dan langsung saja ini adalah Sanford
Dari Liquid Echo. Hi Sanford, how are you? Congratulations first because you are the Filipinos that goes to MSC 2024 and then congratulations of winning the MPL as well. How was the journey?
Mantap ya.
Oh, yes. And how is the competitiveness in MPL PAs in this season compared to MPL ID in this season?
Wow, jadi katanya ya memang kalau di kompetitif di Mpl PH kemarin pada saat dia bertanding cukup sulit tapi akhirnya mereka bisa menang. Sedangkan untuk kompetitif di sana juga bilang intens ya kata Sanford. But Sanford, your ex-teammate is playing right now in the Liquid Aura team. It's Yawi. How do you see Yawi's performance?
Jadi ini memang Yawi yang dia kenal, di mana Yawi permainannya dengan pick off style-nya dan permainan Yawi dia lihat bagus, good.
Ya? Wow.
And how do you describe maybe the evolve of Yawi in Indonesia compared with you on the previous season? Oh, katanya ini belum full potensialnya dari Yawi loh. Dia katanya mungkin butuh adjustment dan dia bakal lebih baik lagi.
Wow, itu kata Sanford. But there's an interesting fact, fun fact, Sanford, that people says that Yawi is one of the reason that Sanford could play at the professional league of esports. Is that true? Wah, ini jadi fun fact menarik sekali Ibu Dea. Ternyata ini Yawi berperan penting nih dalam kehidupan karir dari Sanford. Yang mana Yawi ini yang membuat akhirnya Sanford ini bisa direkrut oleh tim dan bermain di laga profesional.
Yes, dan you play with him before and then you watch him play right now. And in this series, Yawi is struggling with 2-0 now. How do you see, and is there anything that you want to say to Yawi right now? udah bisa bahasa Indonesia. Mau ke Indonesia kan? Wow. Tapi memang katanya dia berharap bahwa Yawi bisa bertemu dengan Sanford di MSC 2024 dan pastinya dia juga inginkan yang terbaik dan dia bisa untuk bangkit.
Betul sekali. Jadi itu ya tadi Sanford ngomong katanya pengen ketemu di MSC 2024 sama Yawi. Berarti ini harapannya Sanford. Do you want Team Liquid Aura to get the ticket to the MSC 2024? As you mentioned before, I think it's yes. But any other team that you think could secure the ticket to MSC 2024?
Oh. So BTR and Team Liquid for Indonesia?
Yes, if I can include one more, it's Onyx Indonesia.
Ada 3 tim yang disebut, tapi tentunya nanti hanya ada 2 tim ya yang akan mendapatkan tiket untuk melaju ke MSC 2024.
Okay, any last word for Indonesian fans that is watching you right now, Sanford?
Thank you for supporting me and Team Liquid Philippines, and I hope show all your support in Team Liquid Indonesia because they need it right now.
Wow, jadi Sanford sangat berterima kasih dengan support-support dari fans-fans semuanya dan tentunya ini pesan untuk tim Liquid Aura fans-fansnya ada Cavalry yang harus tetap mendukung ya tim kesayangannya.
Yeah, so thank you Sanford and enjoy
Thank you.
the rest of the show today. Thank you, terima
Thank
kasih.
you. Thank
Good
you,
luck
thank
for
you.
the MSC.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Wow, itu
Tapi
dia.
memang menarik, dengan Sanford tadi juga bilang, Budi baru ingat, kalau dia berkata bahwa anggap ini game pertama. Jangan tertekan karena kita melihat bahwa tim Liquid Aura ini adalah match point untuk tim EVOS Glory. 1 lagi kemenangan dan sang kuda pun bisa didepak oleh sang macan.
Wow, jadi kita akan lihat apakah itu akan terjadi ataukah sebaliknya tim Liquid Aura akan terus berjuang untuk mengamankan poin-poin selanjutnya. Dan tanpa berlama-lama, karena Monica, Bude kayaknya udah penasaran banget untuk melihat game ketiga kali ini antara tim Liquid Aura dan juga EVOS Glory.
We're at match point, ladies and gentlemen, and we've been here before, and we've been here in the last match 2 times in a row. Will it be the same story, or will the White Tigers be able to send Aura home? So season 8, it was Evos that sent Aura home, but it was a 3-2.
Right. I remember that. Anti-mage days.
So will we be getting a little bit of deja vu here today?
I mean, that'll be a pretty insane situation to be in. So, I don't know, man. I feel like I want to see this go a bit longer, right? I want to see the adaptations that Liquid Aura can possibly bring out. But from the looks of it, man, Evos, they're just looking... We were talking about this earlier. They have so many power picks, so many different strats. It's looking so tough.
I have a strat too.
What's your strat?
I can't tell,
All right then.
but I'll tell the audience. You guys
Okay,
don't
we're
listen,
going to close
okay?
our ears.
This is between.
What
This
is
is
he saying right
This
now?
is personal, okay? If you guys are watching the show together, we're playing together. Did you know that it's even more exciting if you guys have snacks with you? All right? And the only way to do that, you can't hear me, right?
No.
The only way to do that is for you guys to check out the online store, Click Innomart, because you guys can get a 50,000 discount by using the code ClickDiscountMPL. And you guys can become a member and get the discounts, match up on the prizes, and you guys can actually redeem those points as well to get even more benefits. So now I'm gonna unmute my mic because I don't want them to know. This is a secret between us two, okay? Keep it a secret.
We'll make it between us 4 then, because we weren't muted. You weren't muted, bro. We got those benefits. While you were doing your spiel, I took my Samsung Galaxy A3 series there, and I just... And you know,
Oh.
you got something wrong.
We have a new code.
Exactly.
We have a new... It's not wrong. It's
It's
a
just
new
different.
code. It's surprise.
Wait, can you use
because
two?
you... It's because they were listening in and like Click Innomart, it's like, no, Mirko and Arashi can't use it. So this is special for you guys. Check it out. It's Click Playoff 15. 1-5. Just for you guys. special for you guys.
Click playoff 15. I got it too.
Joke's
All
on
we can do
you.
is-
Everyone in the back as well. They're like, okay, I'll write that down, write that down. Turna is spilling the beans.
Exactly. Turna is
I'm
not.
getting trolled by production.
Hey.
They literally whispered to me, we'll mute Arashi and Mirko now.
Honestly,
What's the point?
what's the point? Well, here, I will point at something. What am I pointing at?
What's that?
I'm pointing at coffee.
Oh!
This is point coffee. And you guys, if you guys are looking like Arashi right now, looking a bit tired, right? Don't worry, Arashi. Let me point to your coffee as well. Go
He's
get
not
your
tired,
coffee
he's sad.
later. You have coffee over there? Your point coffee?
I don't think I do,
Well,
actually.
no wonder, Arashi.
I
Because
might
you
have finished
haven't
it already.
No, it's because you haven't bought it yourself using the code that will get you a promo, my friend. Copy, PC, playoff. That's all you need to do while ordering your coffee, your
Interesting.
order, whatever it is. It can be coffee, it can also be tea. You're drinking coffee?
I need a little bit.
Well, Rashi, see?
Annabelle.
Even she is
I had to
persuaded.
give in.
She's giving in to Point Coffee. So what are you doing? Use the promo code, buy it right now.
Yeah, I was procrastinating a bit too much. I'm gonna get it immediately after this.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
but
okay
it is
then.
I
valuable.
literally have a health condition, but I'm magnetized towards it. I needed to taste it.
That can be said about all of us. 2 Point Coffee.
Wow, 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 wow.
All right, Connie. Let's take a look
Okay,
at the
okay.
the victory, the PGR. That's a previous game recap.
The DDTH as well, damage dealt to hero. You see that Guggen and Annabelle is just a whole different story. And technically that difference can kind of be added up to the Fluffy Aran matchup. Which is why I feel like when it comes to just the way the composition works together, Evo so far has had some really nice compositions. Whereas for Liquid Aura, you feel like it's good. There's some value to that pick, but they don't really complement each other the same way, right? Like Baxia isn't exactly a massive combo with a Vexana, and the Vexana isn't really a massive combo with a Claude, for instance. Whereas if you look at how Evos is playing, it just seems like everything kind of ties in together really well.
You're so right.
You're so you're mesmerized right now, Eterna.
I'm mesmerized by Arashi. He's so
Absolutely.
smart.
I mean,
And he has a point with the Yuzong thing.
exactly, right? I mean, why ban the Yuzong, Arashi? When you're gonna pick a Baxia and you're eventually gonna leave Annabelle Online Alpha Man to pick Alpha. The main counter to the Baxia.
Yeah, and to make things just a bit weirder, it really felt like in game one, we were making the whole point about how this Black Dragon form is kind of negated, kind of nullified. Kabuki finding it quite easy to shrug off that damage to win out in the duels. It seems to be the magic damage that was catching him off guard.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this extra fear of the Black Dragon is coming from in the second drafting phase.
And also the main doubt that I have, right, is the fact that in the early stage of the regular season, most people were saying Guggen is a one-trick pony. He plays these tanks, these utilities, and then that's it. He can't play assassins. And then he proved those haters wrong by playing Joy, winning on the Joy. Nolan as well, doing really well on the Nolan. But now he's kind of reverted back. The doubts are starting to creep on him again.
And not just that, Mirko, but I'll one-up you.
Okay,
Without the Fredrin,
without the Fredrin.
it seems like he doesn't have the same impact in his neutral objectives.
That's true.
Interesting.
What's going on with Gurgun, man? The trading power picks like Evos, a good strategy or does it need improvement? Let's read that. That's a hot topic right now. Because technically they're not trading power. Well, they are trading power picks, but it seems, by the way,
Roar! This guy's been roaring
Roar!
for the longest time. This was the same guy who got his face pushed away, by
Yes,
the way.
it's the
So
same guy that
you
was
know
fed
he
Goregan
has
as
that
well.
energy, man.
I don't know how he gets his energy. He's probably drinking point coffee as well.
A
I
lot
want
of
to see
it.
him again. I want to see him roar again.
Come back.
The fans are loving it. It's like, yes.
Oh, these are the Liquid fans. Then we're back to the Evos fans here. We're raising their banners.
So it turns out they're being, what's the word?
Coordinated,
Conducted?
they're conducted.
Coordinated by Maefos,
the Evo's mom.
the Evo's mom.
Yeah, she was right next to us,
Yeah.
conducting almost.
That's what I was entranced at. I was like, oh, okay.
Pretty cool.
She was conducting, she was emoting at the camera as well.
She was unifying.
It's great to have a great figurehead for your community for sure, man. Like that one face everyone knows and rallies behind.
Yeah,
It can make a
it's
huge difference in how the vibe, you know, when you're in the arena. Knowing that, oh, that person's there, you know, I know everyone is gonna back her up. I'm gonna back her up too, and I just know like these guys are with me. You can start chants, you can, you know, let loose knowing that the guys are gonna be right there with you.
It's the power of the support. And honestly, it's overwhelming, the cavalry in the building, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can get a sneak peek into it. You guys can actually understand what I'm talking about. And will this be a factor towards the mental gameplay that Team Liquid are currently facing right now? We mentioned about the rookies, we mentioned about the debut performances from several of the members from Team Liquid. Do they have what it takes to sustain through? Because ladies and gentlemen, I'll remind you once again, Draft Phase of Game number 3 presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. This is match point. Team Liquid have opted to first pick once again, blue side. Again with the export, against with the Ling, the Moskov, and the Harith. What's the last ban here? Are they gonna go for the Alpha? Are they gonna go for the Yuzong? Are they gonna go for the Luo Yi?
At this point, might as well try the Luo Yi, right? They tried banning out the Alpha, it didn't work. Yuzong didn't work. Luo Yi has been one of the core factors as to how they were able to find angles around the map with those diversions. They're just so crafty with it.
Alpha is online.
Before they decide to go for the Alpha ban. See, the Heskill's been phenomenal on the Luo Yi. They always first pick it, so maybe that's the angle. Maybe they want to first pick Luo Yi.
See value in me?
Interesting. Do they first pick Luo Yi though? If they go for the Baksha again, what'll happen?
I feel like that's just repeating the same story.
Oh.
They can move around faster, but at the same time, if it breaks, it doesn't matter. We double down. That is the cavalry way. Baksha once more. They want speed.
This is a big, big question for Gugun. Without the Fredrin, it seems like he's only been able to revert back onto the Baxia, and it hasn't worked out 2 games in a row. Match point, remember. The odds are against Team Liquid right now. And they don't even go for the Luo Yi, right? Evos, if they want, they can go for the exact same thing. Luo Yi Yuzong, Luo Yi Roger. Both of them works out.
Where there is light,
Your first
there
2
are
picks for
also
Evos.
shadows.
Has to be the Luo Yi. It's just been so valuable, so good for Evos. And it's the Yuzong. So maybe Liquid Aura were onto something. Evos really like having this Yuzong available. Maybe it denies some picks, but for Liquid Aura, that's the Roger sniped away. Now with the Novaria as well, that could be their reasoning how to deal with the diversion. It's going to be traded by the Claw though. Without the Roger, can Brands have the same kind of impact, the same kind of crazy playstyle going in, relying on the built-in tankiness and still just duking it out against Liquid Aura? We'll have to find out.
The Cavalry better pray tonight with the proper side of the coin with Brands on this Claude. They better pray it's not Mr. Fantastic. They better pray it's Mr. Bombastic, because
When the body suffers,
it can go so badly for Team Liquid right now. The Benedetta gets taken out here in the second phase of the drafts. And one thing to note now though, there is a slight adjustment coming through for Team Liquid with the Roger pickup now for Kabuki. Do you think what they lacked in game number 1 can be replaced with the snowballing of the Roger?
Interesting. It depends on where the Roger goes, first of all. By all means, it can still be flexed around if they want to try and attempt some curveballs. But if they want to go and get snowballing, I feel like in the end, it goes back to the same problem. You're snowballing, you get some towers. The diversion play from Evos has always been able to be the great equalizer, catching them off guard. Unless they have some kind of way to punish or deny the diversion, I feel like it's a
Find out all
matter
the
of time
injustice in
type
the
thing,
world.
right? It's only a matter of time before Evos find that big moment.
True love
So what's the counter?
is like love.
What's the counter towards the Louis diversion?
They banned the Carmilla. Chip might be the answer. They haven't picked up a roamer just yet, and that's a Tigreal. So, with the Carmilla ban, it makes sense, right? They might want to just go for something like a Chip. Utilize that grouping pressure, and they've got early game brawling power now with the Roger and the Baksha.
Bit of utility would be nice to ensure that if they do go for that, they're not relying only on the Chip, and they have a secondary frontliner. The Baksha can fill in for that, but no. Grok once more.
Wait,
What
wait,
will be
wait.
the other one?
Is it a flex?
Yeah, exactly. No,
No way,
I
right?
don't think so. It's not Iran's way to play the Grok.
So what's he going for? Paquito?
Hero? What, CC again? Oh,
See again?
man, they changed one pick.
I wonder if they're really thinking that, hey, everything was good. It was just the execution. It's a bit far-fetched in my opinion. I feel like it's not really fair to think of it that way. For Evos though, they'll be very happy to go with this.
I think the plan
Oh,
is to snowball. Oh no. The
Wow.
plan, I think, for Team Liquid is that they wanted to go for a snowball. They didn't want it to go the way game number 1 did. They wanted to prevent that late game, the macro play that the Luoyi can offer with the diversion. But then Evos comes in with a Nolan.
Talking a bit about this, right? We're talking about fast clearing junglers and how they are doing so well now. So Nolan, fastest clearing jungle, perhaps one of them, definitely in the top 3. So, hey, if Baksha was having trouble against the Alpha in clear, Nolan's gonna be online very quick.
but in Nolan, it's also not as tanky, right? Not as flexible, but he is very maneuverable though, and that is the danger. Of course, we've talked also about the weakness of the Nolan, the fact that he does not have immunity. He doesn't have an invincible state, like let's say for instance a Hayabusa or a Ling. So he can still be punished, and against Yaoi's Grok, you know, I guess there is that idea that, okay, we can catch him. Now his ultimate doesn't remove crowd control, it only removes slows. That is something that Evos will have to take into consideration when they're going for these aggressive plays.
The Coliseum beckons, ladies and gentlemen, for match point. One more game away, and Team Liquid have to say goodbye to their chances of making it through the playoffs and into MSC. Can Evos do it? Can the White Tigers push this all the way to a clean sweep? 3-0. We'll have to see as we get into game number 3.
Interesting routing from Annabelle right there, immediately stealing away a jungle camp, and then up moving to clear his own jungle. It was very early, very active, and on the other side, Yaoi was trying to disrupt the farming, but he was there to get too early. Annabelle only just now has arrived.
They're doing damage to Yaoi as well. Gugu might be caught. 2 dispersion rotation, and it all ends up with Annabelle finding first blood, looking for more onto Gugu as well. It's a disaster at the start of the game for Liquid Aura. Kabuki trying to chase Annabelle down, but he will not find it.
They were looking for the plays, they were looking for the aggression. That, of course, Team Liquid have been so notorious for, especially with Yaoi on the Grok. But unfortunately, that damage intake in that jungle was a little bit too much for them to handle, and Evos were able to punish it. 2-0 already, giving a kill over to Annabelle in the early stage of the game is definitely not the tempo that Team Liquid were looking for.
So difficult for Liquid right now. You have to wonder what exactly is the plan. They are the ones jumping on the turtle up against a Yuzong, up against a Lo Yi. This level 4 is going to be such a dangerous situation for Team Liquid to try and even scout out for information.
Annabelle is level 5 already. And he's actually been able to have that much fast clear, fast rotation that he's going to be able to steal that buff away.
Well, charge, but now gets knocked up as well. Dreams pops an implosion, finding Aran. Look at Annabelle. Just hovering around. Annabelle already stealing the purple buff away. Now Fluffy! Furious dive and the Petrify. Aran is down. Gugun can't even contest for this turtle. 1,300 gold lead in 2 minutes. This is the fastest gold lead of the series so far. And EVOS look to try to utilize it all the way.
Guys, the pattern, we were talking about it earlier, it's looking like it might just work. We'll have to see.
I told you mountains are bad.
But man, look at Annabelle though. You have to appreciate how proactive he is. Even when everyone was setting up for the turtle, he had the opportunity, the speed to just immediately take away the purple buff from Gugun and just go back at it, arriving on time still to be present in those fights, in those contests. 2K gold lead with only 3 kills and 1 neutral objective. And it doesn't seem like they're gonna stop anytime soon.
It's just been so one-dimensional from Team Liquid in this entire series. They're going with the same strategy over and over, but it never works out. And now, again, EVOS are very quick to figure out what the adjustment from Team Liquid is, and they go with the Nolan, and so far, it's done enough, right? Annabelle now already level 8. Meanwhile, Gugun level 5. It's been 4 minutes. 3 levels below. Well, now 2, but you guys get the gist of it.
Petrify, Furious dive to Purify now, but you cannot Purify damage, and Annabelle looks to burst him down just as he gets in range of Retribution. To get in range, that additional slow and movement speed that he steals away. Still 3 levels ahead of Gugun.
You're seeing that Yuzong laning prowess here. Maybe that's what Liquid Aura were just concerned about. Look at Annabelle though. It doesn't even matter if you're a fighter. The assassin can take out a fighter. We haven't seen that in a long time. But on a Nolan, with all that spammability, with all the extra damage you get from your passive, he is just spiraling out of control right now. And Team Liquid are just powerless to try and do anything about it.
They're still gonna try though. Gugun already in the vicinity here. He's 3 levels below.
Desperate attempt, but Yaoi has the wild charge, goes for it. Gugun still able to secure it. Meanwhile, on the back line, Clockman was able to disrupt some of that damage. Now a blazing away from Brands, goes into the battle mirror image as well, but isn't able to find anyone. Oh.
How did Gugun get the turtle?
Wild charge, Yaoi.
There it is, the space of Yaoi. That shouldn't have been possible, ladies and gentlemen. Kabuki goes in.
On the Dream, scratches him down and takes him out. Brands though has a battle mirror image, can go forward. Kabuki gets a shielding. With that ultimate again, Yaoi dispersed, rotated, always. The damage keeps on coming through, but he has the power of nature. This time, CC immune. And Yaoi gets out.
Interesting situation right there. You're seeing again the Grok used to secure a retribution, and we've seen that for a long time. That's gonna be Annabelle committing highway robbery. It's a great play for Team Liquid to be able to secure that neutral objective, but in the grand scheme of things, you're still so far behind. It's almost like the troubles have only just begun.
Call 911 right now. Because the cavalry, they're getting heart attacks left and right. This is so disrespectful right now. Aran!
Oh, he gets the Brave Smite. I thought the Lethal Ignition might be able to take its way down.
Oh, Dreams!
Implosion onto 2 Dreams. No barrier from Yaoi. He goes for the wild charge. Knocks Dreams and clocking up, but the Furious Dive comes through as well. No Petri from Fluffy. Saves it for now. Look at Kabuki in the back with the National Sphere connecting. That's a chase from Kabuki, but a Black Dragon form as well. They're going to turn it around onto Kabuki. The Petrify is ready from Fluffy. Let's go for it just yet.
That's some really good damage from that Yuzong. 1-0-1, but with the activity, with the impact that Annabelle has been. Oh wow! I don't even get to like analyze, man. They're just doing everything so fast. Even the lanes, even if these matchups are favoring Team Liquid, it doesn't even matter, man. If EVOs are rotating this fast, being this active, it's never a 1v1.
That's why, like, the entire strategy that Team Liquid has looked for, has prepared for, it gets one-upped by EVO's diversion play. Annabelle goes in.
And he goes to the back. Kabuki, oh, gets caught in the fracture, and he gets chased down. You flip the coin, this time you get Mr. Fantastic. Brands with the blazing duet. Annabelle with the fracture, beautiful combo.
What is going on, man? Evos, they're everywhere. I think Team Liquid legit thought that, okay, the turtle's up, they're winning, they have a Yuzong. This is usually where the turtle dance begins. They go in the jungle and they just run into Annabelle and Brands. What is going on, man? Annabelle in particular, he always he's just so much faster than Gugun. Even though it seems like they picked that Baxia specifically for that movement speed, for that roaming potential. It's just been completely outmatched.
4 levels. 4 levels ahead of Gugun, the player that was highlighted all the way from week number 1. Catching everybody surprised, but what? Annabelle, again, so much praise for Gugun, and yet Annabelle is the highlight in this game. He has the retributions down, he has the utility down, he has the jungling down, but look at him on the assassins! Not again, not like this.
A flicker baited out, just with a dash forward and a fracture. So much presence on this Nolan. And that's a 5-level lead. Ladies and gentlemen, in the Season 13 playoffs, a 5-level lead. Annabelle completely outclassing Gugun.
And Annabelle's taking all the spotlight, but Brands is also 2k gold ahead compared to Kabuki. He has the triple item power spike already this early on. You can see earlier Yaoi taking 2 or 3 basic attacks from the Claude, already chunked down to half HP. He is confused, going with a Dreadnought armor to try and mitigate some of these ability-based damage, especially from Annabelle and Fluffy. But at the same time, he's trying to do both, and he's getting neither, right? He's just so squishy right now that he can't even walk up to really scout properly for his team. They're going to rely on the hair skill. Only now has the Enchanted Talisman, probably building towards a Lightning Truncheon right here.
Wow.
Just places down.
Here's the thing, right?
There you go.
So many fans out there are anticipating a reunion from Yaoi and, you know, his former team, Echo, at MSC. But they are a game away of saying goodbye to that entire notion that it was only just a dream from the very beginning. One of the contenders that a lot of people actually thought would do so well this season against a team that went minus. Evo's Glory, number 9 at some point in the regular season. Aura, number 1 at some point in the season. And this is the result, this is the outcome that we have been given. And there it is. Here's the take. But they don't go for it. I don't think they know.
They spot Fluffy, but the Furious Dive is perfect. And Fluffy knows it's perfect. He recalls in front of Liquid Aura. Flashes the RRQ emote.
There wasn't even any time to react for Team Liquid for that Lord take. Annabelle just immediately just deleted it. Kabuki now with the Malefic Roar, only on the 3rd item though. Evos has them completely destroyed when it comes to the farming speed. Gugun level 10 against a level 15 Annabelle. That's just a tough situation to be in for any player. And I think Team Liquid are feeling the pressure right now. And Evos, they're not letting up. They're still remaining aggressive and yet not allowing any chance, any real opportunity for Team Liquid to try and make a play.
This marks yet another step into this
man.
hero. Oh, wow.
Annabelle again with the fracture, finds as hell! Dreams finds an implosion! And that might just be it with a blazing duet. It's a desperate maneuver from Kabuki. He gets a Lycan pounce down. He gets 2. But all of it is for nothing. The cavalry charge to their demise. Evo's Glory continue their heroic run.
From 0 to hero, the White Tigers with an exceptional performance. 0 against the Cavalry.